Yes. Well, good morning, everybody. Um, my thought for you this morning is on contentment, Santosha. And the reason for that is purely for what I was saying just before we started class, is that, interesting experience when you're looking at, right, we had a storm recently and the situation of when other people had lost power and I had, and I was, yes, like I feel for you, but yes, I don't have to do that. And then my power gets turned off because they're fixing things. And I'm like, damn it, I have to do that too. And so it's that sort of immediate reminder. I was going to go into a whole dissertation on compassion today and decided that really what my mind has been turning over and over again is not so much that, how are we sharing our experience, but what you are doing individually to take what has happened, to what's been given to you, and find a place of peace with it, right? Find a place where it's not something that ruins your day, where it's not something that makes you miserable, but where it's actually an opportunity to just be with what's there, right? And that's what we're practicing all the time, is how to just be with what's there without feeling that we're diminished by it, without feeling that we have to go into those negative emotions of, why does this have to happen to me? I didn't want this to happen to me. I don't like that this is happening to me. And having that be what runs through us over and over and over again, right? Helpful for me that I have a small child that I'm trying to gift experience to. For her, this is the first time the electricity has gone out. So I had to actually go through an explanation of what was going on and why we didn't have lights and all of those things. But important that what I want for her is to cultivate that attitude of whatever comes, it's fine, right? Whatever comes, we had this conversation with her, while things were happening, is that we're fine, right? Yes, there's no lights. Yes, we can't do what we normally do, but we're fine, right? And we can make it fun, right? There's an opportunity to find something that is enjoyable, even in those experiences that are not so fun, right? On an emotional level. So this is what we're practicing, is how to be in that state of allowing whatever comes to come without being diminished at all, right? And even better, to allow whatever comes to come and feeling that we rise up to it, and that we actually create a space of equilibrium. We create a space of, I'm really okay, even though this is happening and I wish that it wasn't, right? So comfortable seat if you're not there already. So contentment is that energy of, I can take whatever comes and it never diminishes me. And at the same side, or on the same way, I can allow things to leave. I can allow things to continue to change and it never diminishes me, right? With the eyes closed, bring the breath inward. And I want the breath to be able to feel as you're going up and down the spine, or you're following that breath in and out, is allow it to touch those three places of the third eye, the heart center, down to the base of your spine. So those are the three places on every inhale and exhale. I want the breath to be riding through. Base of the spine, heart center, third eye. Every breath, moving up those three and down those three. Feeling of never being diminished. Contentment we often associate with the feelings of pleasantness or happiness that occur when something that we like is going on. So I can easily be content as long as something's not too uncomfortable. The real energy, the real holding of contentment is that it is a holding. It's not associated with like, it's not associated with dislike. The state of pure openness. Whatever comes, I will hold that until it leaves. And I will continue to hold that space for whatever next is what's coming. In that space that we hold for things to come and for things to go, there's the groundwork for things like compassion. There's the groundwork for understanding. On Wednesday, I was talking about the Kundalini energy. There's a groundwork for understanding things in what we call a more spiritual way. Instead of reaching for those things, can you just let yourself sit in the space? And Your breath is riding through those 3 points, through the base of your spine, the heart center, the third eye. Notice where the breath maybe gets a little stuck or where your energy gets a little bit caught in those 3 points. And next breath in, breathe all the way up as big, as wide as you can. Pause and hold. And exhale all the way out. Let the shoulders drop. Let your weight drop into your pelvis. Exhale everything. Navel pulls the spine. Good. And then inhale again all the way up to the very, very top of yourself. Feel the lift in the crown of your head like you're being suspended on a string. And then exhale again, release, drop the weight of your shoulders, drop the weight of your ribs, drop into your pelvis. And one more time, breathing all the way up to the top. Pause for a moment, feeling suspended. And then exhaling, really dropping the weight of the shoulders, dropping the weight of your ribs, dropping into your pelvis. Good. And then bring hands to heart center, please, palm to palm. We'll open with the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Let the eyes float open. Nice, you guys. You can release the hands, please. And then just bring your hands to your knees, your thighs, and then start to circle your torso to make nice big spirals. It certainly helps, right? What you tell yourself in your mind about what's going on in your life has a distinct impact on how you experience it. So helpful, the same way you would try to describe an experience again to someone who's never had it in a way so that they're not going to run from their life. How do you say, my lights are off, but this can be fun? The way I want things to be is not what's happening, but I'm really okay. Good. Move yourself the other way, please. Really keeping your pelvis as steady as you can so you're not doing too much rocking around on your pelvic bones, but you're moving your spine around that stable base. Good. And then come back to stillness, please. Just drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Bring the right hand up so that it holds that left side of your head, and just gently add that weight. So you're dragging just a little bit longer, and then reach your left fingertips out and down towards the floor. So you're extending out through that left arm, out through that left shoulder. Good. And then press the head up into your hand just a little bit so you have that added muscular energy of your neck. Good. One more breath like that. Extend out through the shoulder. Good. And then release, dropping the chin forward towards your chest. And then bring it over to the left side. So left ear comes to left shoulder, left hand comes up to hold the head. Good. So again, you're adding that little extra weight to just bring the right side of the throat longer. Reach your right arm out and down, fingertips to the floor outside your hip. So extend out through your right shoulder and arm. Good. And then press the head up into the hand just a little bit. Good. So Andy, just keep your chin a little bit more neutral. Drop it towards the floor a little bit more so that when you push up, you're really pushing almost sideways. There you go. Nice, you guys. One more breath. Extend those right fingers a little longer. Really pull long through your arm and your shoulder. Nice. And then slowly release, dropping the chin towards the chest again, and then coming all the way back up. Nice, you guys. So roll forward onto hands and knees. Good. Do a little cat-cow, inhaling, lifting the chest forward and up, dropping through the belly, reaching out through your tail, and then exhaling, curling and rounding on your exhale. And keep moving. Nice. So I gave you those 3 points for your breath. Again, I'm sort of inspired by this concept of the Kundalini energy and it being the sort of battery that lives in us, right? It's an energy source that is constantly running through our everyday life, but we rarely notice it, right? So they say that it sleeps. They say that it's sort of dormant because we're not in that perspective. We're not in that heightened awareness most of the time. So we practice in certain ways to try to get that energy to wake up so that it starts to become more clear. That spiritual perception of things becomes more clear, the unified perception of things. But then we have built into our awareness these three places where that energy might get caught, where it might get rerouted, where it might get a little bit stuck, right? They're called grunties, but we refer to them as like circuit breakers, right? So if the energy is moving too far, too fast, we're not ready for it, or it's going to be overwhelming, as those places are the ones that are going to say, wait, there's something here to understand. Move yourself just a little bit faster. Don't become less aware, but move a little faster. Good. The three areas that those knots are the pelvis, down in the root, at the heart, and at the third eye. So the places where you understand yourself and you understand your life in fundamental ways, that's where that energy can get caught. The contentment, holding space for there to be an understanding, a learning through your sense of identity. Where am I standing? Through your sense of relationship, your sense of equilibrium. How do I feel? Through your perception of what is actually true. What do I see? Hold space, make space, and the energy rises. Good. Come back to stillness, please. Fingers spread wide, tuck your toes, lift your hips, come into downward facing dog. Pedal your feet, moving the hips from side to side. Good. And then let your heels steady towards the floor. Bend your knees deeply, pull your butt back towards your heels, drop your hips. Good. So pull those knees forward as you pull your hips back. Yep. So you should be coming towards the tips of your toes. Pull in, pull in, pull in. You got it. You're doing it right, Stacey. Good. Scoop into that low belly, please. And then push your hips up to the sky. Come up on your tippy toes. So pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Yeah. And then let your heels just soften towards the floor. That's it. Nice, you guys. Right leg comes up and back down. Dog split. Good. Step that foot forward between the hands. Lunge. Good. Inhale the arms up to the sky. High lunge. Reach, reach, reach. Good. Squeeze the feet towards each other. Take your chest a little higher. Nice. And then bend the elbows out wide. Cactus arms, please. Twist to your right. So you're turning towards that front leg. Good. Yeah. Lift your back thigh a little higher. And then your left hand is going to reach for your outer right knee. Right hand comes to your lower back. Good. Go into your low back. So pull up through that low belly, turtle into your low spine, push into your hand that's at your low sacrum. Good. And then use that left hand against your knee, push your knee wide, move your ribs back in space and find your twist a little deeper. Nice. And then either stay here or slide that right hand down the back thigh a little more. Take your left arm up to the sky. Yep, still in the twist, and reach a little longer from your left heel all the way up through your left armpit. So take it into almost a little more of a back bend. Good, and pull back through that left thigh. That's it. Bring it all the way back up to center. Inhale, both arms up. Good, release the hands down to the floor, please. Both hands inside the front foot. Good, drop your back knee. Walk to the upper left-hand corner of your mat. Stay up on your fingertips, but just reach as long as you can. So walk yourself out, 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 out. Up on your fingertips, pull your hips back in space. Good. Try to keep that lift of your lower belly. Good. So it's like you're trying to lift your tail up and back in this position. So lift your tail up and back, get it a little bit longer through your lower spine. Good. And then drag back on your fingers, lift your chest forward a little more. So pull your arms into the shoulder socket to bring your chest wider until you feel your upper back. You got it. And then try and tilt that tailbone up again. Up and back. That's it. And then squeeze the front heel towards the back knee. Good. Nice, you guys. Walk the hands back in, please. Left hand plants, take the right arm to the sky, spinal twist. Good. Take that right hand back behind your head, please. Yeah, so press your head back, but let your elbow come slightly forward so that you're hollowing the armpit. And then really press back through your head and rotate your collarbones up towards the ceiling. So pull your armpit back, but not the elbow. That's it. Good. And then, yeah, keep going. Drop into that left hand. Open, open, open. Yeah. And then stretch that right arm over the ear, not up to the sky, over the ear. Extend. Beautiful. And then all the way back down to the floor. Nice. Lift the back knee, please. Step forward, top of your mat. Good. Feet underneath your hips. Bend both knees. Drop your belly onto your thighs. Take your arms around the backs of your legs. Good. Drop your chin. Drop your head. Yeah. And then as you're hugging the legs, scoop into your low belly, push your butt up towards the sky. Knees are still bent. Just scoop your belly. And then keep pushing your butt up towards the sky. Widen those inner knees. Press into your heels. Good. Start to straighten the legs any amount, but you're hugging your legs. So I want you to stay hugged in. Head dropped. Press your hips up towards the sky. Press down into your heels. Keep that scoop of your belly. Good. Does not matter if your legs come to straight, but I want you to get into the feeling of this is the fullness of my lower back connected to my legs. Yeah. And then release the hands down to the floor. Good. Separate your feet as wide as your mat, so heel toe your feet a little further out. Nice. Bend both knees so that your thighs come parallel to the floor, feet facing straight ahead. Good. So bend your knees, parallel your thighs to the floor. Walk your fingertips forward onto the floor so you're in that little squat. Good. Cat-cow your spine. Nice. Good. So you keep your hips nice and stable. They're not lifting and lowering. Your knees are not lifting and lowering. Good. If you have to turn your feet out here, you can if the hips demand it. Good. Nice, you guys. Beautiful. Next breath, keep your hips low. Stretch both arms forward and up alongside your ears so you're parallel to the floor. Pull your hips back, arms out. Nice, Victoria. Drop your shoulders a little lower. Good, Pam. Lift your chest a little higher. Good, Jeff. Awesome, you guys. And then release the hands to the floor, straighten the legs and bow. Good job. Heel toe your feet a little closer, please. Bend your knees again, drop into chair. Inhale the arms up alongside your ears. So hips on feet underneath your hips, arms to the sky, chair pose. Yeah. Good. Scoop into that low belly. Nice. Come up on the balls of your feet. So pull up. And then I want you to bend your knees deeper. So you're pulling up through your heels, but take your butt back. Yes. You're folding into all those joint creases. Good. And then heels press down to the floor. Come all the way up to stand. Good. Right hand holds your left wrist and then pull to your right. Nice. Good. Try not to let that left hip fall back. Pull it forward. So your right hip is going to spin back. Your left hip is going to pull slightly forward. There you go. And then bring it back up to center. Please switch your hands. Pull to your left. Nice. Don't let that right hip go back. Pull it forward. Good. And then back up to center, please. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, bow forward, reaching the hands down to the floor. Good. Step right leg back behind you, please, and then swing the left leg up and back to down dog split. Good. Again, it's not just for symmetry that we do things like that, right? It's so the purpose of down dog split is what? Is to get that real extension through your spine from your arms pressing out all the way through that heel. So pull back through your heel. Good. Take the weight out of your hands. Nice. And then step that left foot forward between the hands. Good. If we get that feeling of lift from down dog split, then that motion and the momentum of bringing the foot forward into a lunge is not so heavy, right? Inhale the arms up to the sky, high lunge. Right? The more you elevate yourself on a regular basis, the fewer moments you have that feel like they're very heavy. That's kind of the point. So yoga is that energy of elevating your mind, elevating yourself so that you're not starting always from a place of, I have to drag myself out of negativity. I have to drag myself out of wherever I was into that spaciousness. We want to just stay there. Arms out wide, cactus arm. Good. Twist to your left towards the front knee. So that's the challenge, right? Is find it first. What does it feel like to just be in that state of holding without looking to try and get away or get somewhere? Right hand to left knee, please. Left hand to your lower back. Get more full in your lower spine, draw into that low belly, really turtle into your lower back. So you're pushing your sacrum into your hand. And then you're drawing your ribs back, and then you're lifting your chest up and moving your ribs towards your back heel. So actually move them sideways to create that twist a little more. Push your knee wide. Good. And then either stay here or slide that left hand down the back leg a little more. Take your right arm up alongside your ear and take that stretch into a little bit more of a back bend. Good. You still have to push your front knee wide, and you still have to lift all the way from the front edge of your pelvis. It's not just your ribs that are opening, it's the whole side body in that twist. Good. And then come back to center, both arms to the sky. Nice. Release the hands down to the floor. Good, you guys. Both hands inside the front foot, drop the back knee. Walk your hands to the upper right-hand corner of your mat. Stay on your fingertips. Good, but walk yourself out far enough that you're kind of balanced on your fingertips. You're not in a fully comfortable position. Good. That low belly has to draw up. I want you to try to send your tail up and back in this position. Good. So you're tilting the front of the pelvis forward, but your tailbone is flaring up and back. Your sit bones are going wide. Nice. We start learning to feel that energy of holding, and then we learn to just leave ourselves there. There's really no reason to go running towards when's the next thing that I'm going to like. Where's my anticipation? And therefore, where's my disappointment that that thing that I like is going to disappear? And we get used to that feeling that there's nowhere to run to, there's nowhere to run from. We can just be where we are. And we do rise up, right? We do become more of ourselves. We do become more positive simply because we're not used to, we're not looking for what's negative. We're not looking for the reasons for being unhappy. Good. Nice, you guys. Flare those sit bones one more time. Lift your tail up and back. Good. And then walk the hands back in, please. Right hand plants left arm to the sky, spinal twist. Stay forward in your lunge, though. If you brought your hips way back, I need you to move yourself forward again so that you're still almost in that Anjaneyasana. So move your hand forward if you have to. Good. And then left hand comes back behind your head. Good. Press your head back here, but bring the tip of your elbow forward so your armpit is hollowed. Yeah, so it shouldn't feel tight at the front of that shoulder joint. Push your head back, draw your ribs back, and then open your chest towards the sky, but don't let that elbow pull back so that the front of your arm gets tight. Keep the elbow slightly forward. And then chest goes wider. Good, good, good. Nice. Now stretch the left arm over your ear. Extend. Try and pull your hips back into the midline because they've all pushed out to the left, so pull them back in. Good. Nice, Mark. And then go ahead and release that hand down to the floor. Good job. Lift your back knee. Step forward, top of your mat. Good. Standing forward fold. Bend your knees, drop your belly onto your thighs, chin towards your chest, so drop the head. Wrap the arms around the backs of your legs. Good. Scoop into your belly. Press into your heels. Start to push your butt up towards the ceiling. Keep your head relaxed. Good. All the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Good. Does not matter if your legs come straight, but I want you to pull long from your lower back. Good. And then release the hands to the floor. Bend your knees deeply, dropping into chair. Inhale the arms up alongside your ears. Good. Again, lifting those low hip points up off of your thighs, lifting the low belly up off of the thighs. Good. Come up on the tippy toes of your feet. Good. And then bend your knees deeper on your tippy toes. Pull your hips back. Nice. And then for fun, see what happens if you stay on your tippy toes. Take your legs all the way to straight. Arms up to the sky, still on your tippy toes. Good. And then let your heels drop to the floor. Bend your knees again. Drop into chair without getting heavy. Drop down. Good. Scoop into your belly. Come up on your tippy toes. Yep. Bend your knees a little deeper. Pull your hips back because you're on your tippy toes. Good. And then keep that energy of pulling up. Straighten your legs. Still on your tippy toes. Reach as tall as you can. Pull up through the tops of your thighs. Heels soften to the floor. One more time. Bend your knees. Drop into chair. Good. Tops of the thighs go back, but belly lifts up. Come up onto your tippy toes. I know, not only your abs, but your calves are going to love this. Bend your knees a little more. Good. And then still on tippy toes, come all the way up to stand. Pull up through the tops of your thighs. Pull through the sides of your ribs. Nice. Release the heels to the floor. Beautiful. Hands come together, heart center. For a moment, stand where you are. Whether you like what's happening or you don't like what's happening, stand where you are and don't be diminished. Instead, if you hold the space where there's nothing good and there's nothing bad here, then you can let yourself rise to wherever there is opportunity, and you can let yourself flow away from where there is nowhere to go. Separate your feet as wide as your mat. Good. Bend your knees, come down, squat. That can be as whatever graceful way you have to do that. Good. And of course, if squat doesn't work, you can always stay in more of the upright chair. Good. Hug your knees towards each other. Yeah. Beautiful, you guys. Right hand comes down inside your right foot, left arm to the sky. Good. Again, opening the ribs and sending those hips down, down, down. Keep rotating the pelvis under. That's it. Release the hand and switch. Left hand comes down, right arm comes up. Good. Try to keep your weight equal in your feet. And Jeff, just don't drop your head for me. Lift your head a little higher. There you go. Good. Release that hand down to the floor, please. Nice job. Come on down gracefully to your butt. Gracefully. Good. And then keep your feet nice and wide. Come up on your heels. So it's like you're still in that squat pose, but now you're in a seated sort of squat. So feet as wide as your mat with on your heels with your feet up, flex. That's it. And then walk your hands forward inside the legs. So forward fold. Good. Try to maintain that same alignment of your toes and your knees that you would have if you were standing squat. So your toes are not falling all the way out. Good. You want to have that subtle squeezing in, good, of the shins. So those groins roll down and down to the floor, in and down. And then walk your chest forward, walk your hands forward. Good. And drag back on your heels if you're trying to squeeze your knees up into your armpits. Good. That's fun, right? And then lift your chest a little higher. Pull the arms back, but lift your chest. Beautiful. Good. And then release that. Please walk your hands back. Bring your feet a little closer together, knees still bent, hold behind your thighs. And then curl back into your spine. So you're on your sit bones, but curl back. Make that big C shape in your spine. Pull your belly back round. Good. And then you're in that scooping, you're trying to keep that energy of pulling back towards the spine, but begin to lift your chest up, 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 and pull your armpits back. Good. Now lift your legs, come into boat pose, maintaining that feeling on your spine. So if you just gave yourself a little push to come back into boat, I want you to do it with no momentum. Good. So Stacy, you can bring your legs closer if you want. You're doing it a much more difficult way. There you go. Nice, you guys. One more breath. Pull your knees in towards your chest. Pull your belly towards your knees. That's it. And then release your feet to the floor, please. Bottoms of the feet together. Let your knees go wide. Inhale, both arms to the sky. Groins go back, butt goes back. Good. Keep your arms up. Start to bow forward, extending from your lower back. So push out, push out, push out. Extend, 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 extend. Good. As soon as your back starts to round, pause and extend again. Pull from your armpits. Good. It is not important that your hands find the floor. It's important that you keep pushing back through your pelvis and you keep reaching forward from your armpits. Yeah. And then let the hands drop to the floor, round your back however it wants to go. So you found the full extension that you could find. Don't give that up. But then allow the upper back to round, or allow the head to relax. Good. Yeah, we skip this part a lot where we actually let ourselves settle into where we are and realize that pushing further is not going to create anything more except stress. And it might be funny to hear me say that since I'm generally telling you to keep extending, to keep going, to keep finding, don't stop. And I don't want you to stop before you need to. But pushing beyond where there is useful effort is part of what we're learning to let go of. That's the other side of leaving space, holding space. Whatever comes, comes. And whatever doesn't, doesn't. Walk yourself back up. Good. Bring your knees back up. Point the toes towards the floor. Hold behind the thighs. Curl into your lower spine again. Round. And as you're rounding, again, it's not rounding like you're giving up, but it's a hollowing. It's a pulling the low belly, the mid belly, the upper ribs towards the back of your spine. Good, so keep all of that and then lift your chest again, keeping that full pulling back from the front of your body to the back. Good, pull your shoulders back, armpits back, and then lift your legs back up to both. Good, very little momentum. Nice. Separate your feet just a little bit, take your arms out in front of you, palms together so your knees have space between them. Good, do a little twist to your right. Don't let your knees move. Come back to center. Little twist to your left, don't let your knees move. Back to center. To your right, don't let your knees move. Just your upper body, back to center. To the left, don't let your knees move. They should still be parallel to the floor, your shins, back to center. Go to the right. Good, try to keep your feet as equally spacious as your knees. To the left. I know some of you skip center, back to center, to the right. Back to center, to the left. Back to center, keep breathing. One more time each side, to the right. Back to center, to the left. Back to center, pause. Pull your knees in towards your chest up towards your knees. Pull up. You should be really, really, really on the tips of your sit bones. And release. Good, stretch your legs straight out in front of you. Andy asked for abs. Sorry. Wow, inhale your arms up. Interlace your fingers, press heels of the hands up to the sky. Pull from those abs that you just worked a whole lot. From the lowest part of your belly, pull up. And then send your butt back. Good, Victoria, just stretch your legs straight forward. Nice, and then start to bow forward again, just like you did in Baddha Konasana. Extend, 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 extend. Through your armpits, extend. Through your lower spine, extend. Push your butt back. Good, that's it, Stacy, really good. Push back, push back, push back, push forward, push forward, push forward. Nice, Jessica. Good, and then release the hands down wherever they come. Nice, and when you are done extending, allow your spine to curl, allow your spine to round. Nice. That grunty, that knot that's at the third eye, and the ones at the heart as well, I think, are largely, we dissolve them not by pushing. We dissolve them by letting go of the tightness that we already hold in those places. Emotionally, where we never let ourselves relax. Mentally, where we never let our vision relax or expand. Walk yourself back up. Good. Cross the ankles, roll forward to hands and knees. Downward facing dog. Good. Right leg comes up and back, down dog split. You're going to bring that knee forward and across your body. So as the knee comes in, armpits come forward, touch that right knee to your left elbow, please. Yes. Good. And then take it all the way up and back. Same thing. Bring it forward, touch it to that left elbow. Bring it all the way up and back. Really good. Keep breathing. One more time, bring it forward, touch that left elbow. So crossing, 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 but staying as lifted off the floor as you can. Good, and then take it all the way up and back. Beautiful. Last time coming forward, bring it straight ahead and then shoot that leg out to the left, please, underneath your arm. So it comes to a straight leg. So you're on the baby toe of that right foot. You got it. Left heel comes flat. Take your left arm up to the sky. Good, so it's that open, I don't know what we call this, wild thing, I guess is what it's called. Good, so Victoria, you gotta bring that leg all the way underneath you straight. So it's like you're on a split and you're gonna fall back on your right hand and left arm to the sky. Good, you guys, bring it all the way up and back, please. Down dog split, that's okay. Good job, and then step your right foot forward between the hands. Walk your fingertips straight ahead, step up, standing split, please. Left leg parallels the floor. Good. Make sure your hands are touching something. Come up on the tippy toes of that right foot. Standing leg. Pull up onto the tippy toes. Push your hips to the sky. Push your butt to the sky. And then drop your heart. Drop your head. Yes. Good. And then let that heel come back to the floor. Right heel to the floor, but keep extending that left leg up, up, up. Beautiful. And then come up on your fingertips or blocks. Left hand stays where it is. Right arm comes to the sky. Twist. Yeah, so I said come up on blocks first so that you get that full extension on your side body, on your spine. So rotate that heart to the sky. Keep pushing your sacrum up towards the ceiling. Good. Release that hand down to the floor, please. Step your left leg back just enough so that both feet can come flat with your legs straight. So you're dropping into Parsvottanasana. Good. Hips facing straight ahead. And then walking towards your right just a little bit, move your belly more over that right thigh. With the option here, so as you're moving over that right side, try not to let your left hip spin forward. Pull the top of your left thigh crease back. Good. But the option here is if you want to go into a twisting triangle, you can bring a block with you if you'd like. Block can come either right up to the big toe side of the foot or cross over to the baby toe. Left hand comes onto that block or the floor. Right hand comes to your hip or arm up to the sky, rotating your belly to the right. Good. Keep pulling the hips back, scooping into your navel. Fall back onto that left hand if you're doing the twist and really open through your chest. Really good, Stacey. Nice, Victoria. Good, Suzanne. Nice, Harriet. Good. Release that hand down to the floor, please. Nice job. Step back, downward facing dog. Good. Paddle your feet. I was saying on Wednesday, the Kundalini energy is we often, right, we practice to try to get it to awaken, to rise. We try to force it to be part of our experience. That doesn't really work. All we can do is try and make space in the places where that energy habitually gets stuck. Create a container, we create that holding where I'm willing for whatever comes to come, whatever it needs to go will go. Steady your heels. Good. And then left leg up and back, down dog split. And as we make space, the energy rises spontaneously on its own. Bring that knee forward and cross it towards your right elbow. Yep, squeeze into the core. And then take the leg up and back. Good. Bring it forward again. Touch the left knee towards the right elbow. Shoulders are forward, head up. Take the leg up and back. Nice, you guys. Third time, bring it forward. Touch that knee to the elbow. Don't rush through it because you just want to be done with it. And then take the leg up and back. Good. This time you're bringing it forward, and then you're going to shoot that leg out to the right. So you come onto the baby toe, split the leg. Good. So move that left foot forward as much as you can. And then drop the right heel. Take the right arm up to the sky. Good. Open the pelvis. Your pelvis doesn't open here. Your shoulders don't have a chance. Long throat. Pull your head back. Yes. Good, you guys. Pull your hips to the sky. Do not give in to gravity. Beautiful. Bring it all the way back. Take the left leg up, down dog split. Nice job. And then step that left foot between the hands, lunge. Walk your fingertips straight ahead, step up, standing split, right thigh parallels the floor. Good. Fingers touching something, floor or blocks, come up on the tippy toes of your left foot. So you're pulling up, pushing your sacrum up towards the sky. Try not to lean more onto your hands, but just make sure that they're there as tangible support. But pull up and then pull back through that right heel. That leg that's in the air, pull back. Nice. Good, good, good. Drop your head. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And then let that left heel come down to the floor. Keep extending out. Lift that right leg a little higher. Standing split. Good. And then right hand. So come up onto your fingertips first. So extend through your middle spine. Get your ribs nice and long. Right hand plants. Left hand comes to your left hip or comes to the sky, twisting Ardha Chandrasana. Turn the belly to the left. Good. Right thigh doesn't drop in space. It's still in standing split. Nice. Head back, throat back, heart back. Yeah. Really good, Suzanne. Nice, Andy. Release that hand down to the floor, please. Step the right leg back just enough so that your feet can come flat with your legs straight. Parsvottanasana. Good. Make sure that when you step back, your feet are not in a straight line with each other. So you gave them enough room right and left for your hips to be able to really find their way into that equal position. Good. Or as close to it as they're willing to go today. Nice. Beautiful, you guys. And I like the shaking of the head so that you're not getting tense in your neck. Really good. And then walk yourself to the left just a little bit more without letting that right hip spin forward. Keep the top of that right thigh moving back. Good. And then optional to come into the twist. Again, you can use a block if you'd like inside the foot or to the baby toe side. Baby toe side is a little deeper. Right hand comes to the floor or block. Left hand can come to your left hip, or again, it can come straight up to the sky if you know that that's going to feel like you have that full extension through your chest. Right hip pulls back. Hips pull back, both of them. Good. Rotate the belly, draw your throat back. Even if that hand doesn't come to the sky, work the openness of your rib cage in relation to your pelvis. Beautiful, Jessica. Nice, Pam. Nice job. Good, Mark. And then release that hand down to the floor. Nice job. Step forward, top of your mat. Good. Separate your feet nice and wide. Turn your toes out. Come down, squat. Hands at heart center. Close the eyes. Can you breathe through those 3 points again? So the very base of your spine up to the heart, up to the space of the third eye. When the going gets tough, where do you get tight? When things are not happening the way that you'd like, where do you restrict? Where do you hide? Right? There's the base that is the fear of lack, what I'm not going to have, what I'm not going to be. The heart that is the fear of everybody else. Some things are not going to be okay. I'm not going to come out of this unhurt. The mind that says my way has to be the right way. Cannot change what I see or what I think. Where do you restrict yourself? And don't be upset if you're like all of them. I do all of those things. One more breath. Drop into your seat like it's nothing. Like this is no big deal. This is some people's normal posture, right? Lucky them. Hands come to the floor, please. Drop onto your butt, nice and graceful. And then come on down to your backs. Yay. Good. Take your legs to the sky. Nice. Good, good, good. So find a place where you can move your thighs back away from your belly just a little bit. Take your arms out wide so that you can feel your armpits. You can feel your shoulder blades. Now you can feel if you're arching through your lower ribs. You can feel if you're arching through your lower back. Good. And then bend your knees so that your thighs are parallel to the floor. Good. So you have 90 degrees. So your knees are on top of your hips and your shins are parallel to the floor. Good. You're going to keep your left leg where it is. Point your toes. Bring your right toes out and down like you're just going to dip your toes onto the floor. So forward and down like you're just going to touch barely, no weight. And then bring it back up to that 90 degrees. And then the left leg does the same thing. Bring it forward and down and bring it back up nice and slow. Right leg forward and down. The other leg does not move. Left leg comes forward, same thing. No wiggling, no momentum. Good. Keep your ribs anchored to the floor, one leg at a time. Good. Don't let your knees come any closer to your chest than where you started. Good. Nice, you guys. Good. After your next one, keep your knees right where they are at that 90 degrees, and then both feet at the same time, bring them down towards the floor, forward and down. So you have that little bit of extension, and then back up to 90 degrees, no weight. Good. And then bring them forward and down. Don't let your ribs pop up, and back up to 90 degrees. Do not roll your knees towards your chest. Straight to 90 degrees. That's it. Good. Keep going. No momentum. You got to really draw through those lower abdominals, that every movement is that sucking of the front of the body to the back of the body, not in a harsh way, but in a way that you're actually looking for where is that stream of internal strength? Where is that connection of my abdominals, not my lower versus my upper, but the whole connection. Good. 50 more of these and we're done. Good. Next time your knees come up, keep them up. Take your legs all the way up to straight. Good. Take your arms up alongside your ears. Deep breath in. As you exhale, lift head, neck, and chest. Reach your hands towards your feet, straight up. And then release. And then inhale your breath. And exhale, take your hands straight up, reaching for your feet. Don't move your legs. Keep your low back anchored to the floor. And release. And then inhale your breath. Exhale, reach straight up, reaching for your feet. Don't move your legs. Keep your low back pressed to the floor. And then release down. One more time. Deep breath in. Exhale, pull up, reaching for your feet straight up, Stacy. So not out, just up. Up to the sky, up to the sky, up to the sky, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. And then release. Good, you guys. Drop your legs out wide, straddle. I didn't say put them down. Good. Nice. If you have furniture and things in the way and you need to bend your knees, that's fine, but don't drop your legs. Good. Low back stays anchored to the floor, ribs stay anchored to the floor. Flex your feet. Extend out. Every teaching in yoga is combined with every other teaching. It's the joke, right? Is that there's only ever one thing that we're teaching. We just use a lot of fancy names to describe different ways of getting into it, different ways of understanding it. So Santosha is that place of just holding, where whatever comes, comes, whatever goes, goes. I did not say to put your legs down. One more breath. All right, bend your knees, come into happy baby. Whatever comes, comes. Whatever does not come, does not come. And I am never diminished by either. Hug those knees in just a little bit. Yeah, and then scoop into that low belly, but push your tail down to the floor. That's it. Beautiful. And then bring the knees together, hug them into your chest. Good job. Cross the right thigh on top of the left. Separate your feet, reach for your ankles or your shins. Good. Make a habit of tapping into the spaciousness where you're not looking for what's good. You're not categorizing that what's good about this moment or what's bad about this moment. And so should I be happier or more unhappy? Do I have reasons to be unhappy? You can always find a reason to be unhappy. You can always find a reason to be happy. Where is your mind oriented? In Santosha, the contentment is where your mind is not oriented in either. Simply able to take in everything that is and move to where there is the most easefulness. Good. Unwind your legs, switch, take the other leg on top. Separate your feet, reach for your ankles or your shins. Good. And then release the legs again, hug the knees in towards your chest. So my suggestion is shoulder stand, and either full shoulder stand, or if you have a block and you want to put a block underneath your seat, take your legs up to the sky, do a supported shoulder stand, you can do that. If you have a wall and you want to put legs up the wall and start that way, you can certainly do that. The supported shoulder stand using the wall. If shoulder stand is really just not happening for you today at all, even with the block, you can do supported bridge pose with the block underneath your seat. If you want to choose a different inversion, you can do that. Good. If you need to just lay there like a slug, I understand. And my great desires this morning is to be a slug. Good. Keep rising up through the inner thighs. Keep reaching long through your spine. So there's that dragging down of the shoulders, but there's the lift of your chest. Shoulder stand begins from the lifting of your chest, not from your legs being in the air. Keep your breath moving. Good. Even if you only come into plow for a few moments, that's also very beneficial to bring the legs over, toes to the floor. You get that feeling of the stretch of your spine, but you're also getting into the stretch of your upper back, your shoulders, your throat. As that kind of movement helps to clear congestion in spaces like the third eye. And the upside down, the reversal of the flow of energy, the flow of blood, helps to clear congestion in places like the third eye. Keep breathing wherever you are. And cultivating the attitude where I'm not looking for what's good about this or what's bad about this, but here I am. And I'm really okay. And if I need to change my position, to change it. And I'm never diminished. And the more space that I make where I'm not happy or unhappy, the more I can feel simply presence. And in that presence, there is contentment. There's always something that is coming and something that is going. I'm never without. So my fears, whether they are based on my identity and where I sit in the world or how I'm going to react with other people or how loved I am, or even if my ideas of what's true and what isn't true is correct or not, I can relax. Because there's always something coming and something going. So what do I need to worry about? Find out where you restrict yourself. You start to dissolve where there is tightness in that place, and can you just make space to hold? One more breath. If you're in shoulder stand and have not come into plow for a breath or two. And then as you're ready to come down, slowly roll down the spine one vertebra at a time. If you're up on a block, bring your feet down, move the block. Good. Pause for a moment, knees bent, feet flat. And let your arms go out wide again. Good. And separate your feet as wide as your mat. Let your knees start to rock from side to side like windshield wipers. Good. And the next time they rock to the right, let your knees stay there. They stay all the way over. Good. If you would like to place your right ankle on top of your left thigh, you can go for that. So other way, Suzanne, other foot on top. Good. If the knee does not appreciate having added weight, then don't add weight. So breathe really long from your left hip to your left armpit. Breathe into whatever space is there and don't wish for anything else. And getting used to just being holding, being in the state of presence means that one day there might be more space. And another day there might be less space. But your breath, your ability to be present is not diminished. Come back to center, please. Feet as wide as your mat. Drop your knees over to the left. And the same thing, if you'd like to take the left ankle on top of the right thigh, you can do that. And if that does not feel comfortable, reasonable, and just let the knees drop open. The Kundalini energy that they say lies dormant is when there is nothing to obstruct it. Spontaneously will rise, either because of the desire for you to feel more expanded, or it can spontaneously rise in the face of adversity. When something feels so challenging that your normal means of dealing with it don't work, the Kundalini rises. It says, I will help. When I say I, it's just you saying, I will help. You can see this a different way. We are not diminished. Where do you restrict? At the root, at the heart, at the third eye, or all of the above? Bring yourself back up to center, please. Good. Hug the knees in towards the chest, squeeze. Bring the knees wider, just a little bit towards your armpits, like you're in an inverted child's pose. So you're in child's pose on your back. So you're squeezing those knees in and then push your shins back against your hands so that you have that little bit of resistance that allows you to really push your low back to the floor. So Sarah, knees a little wider. Yeah, but feet in a little more. There you go. Like literally you're in child's pose. There you go. Good. So you're pushing your shins against your hands, push your back down to the floor. Yeah. And then hug the knees all the way into the chest. Bring your forehead up to meet your knees, hollow and squeeze. And then slowly release, extending the legs out in front of you, arms alongside you, palms face up. And can you breathe in even just the concept that whatever has come or hasn't come, you are never diminished. Whatever breath you have is enough. And if your mind is not seeking anything, it will receive everything. Very gently bring the awareness back to the breath. Allowing your body to stretch and move in whatever way serve it well. And as you're ready, draw your knees in towards your chest and roll to your right side. And taking a moment there before you begin to push the floor away and back to an upright seated position. Bring the hands together in front of the heart center or palm to palm, or whatever mudra is been serving you. Contentment is that space where you are not looking for if things are good or if they're bad or if you're happy or unhappy. Contentment is the space where things simply are, and that you're holding space for whatever comes to come and for whatever is going to go. And in that space of holding, we have the groundwork for everything else that we're looking for to rise up. There's the space for compassion because we're not looking for difference. There's the space for abundance because we're not looking for lack. There's the space for Maitri, the loving kindness, because we're not looking for enemies. When your mind is not seeking anything, then you receive everything. So we start from that place of how do I just stop looking for reasons to be unhappy? Where do I restrict myself? At my root, at my heart, at my third eye, maybe all of the above. Can I start to dissolve wherever it is I feel that tightness? Can I dissolve what I'm holding on to so that I can just hold space? It's going to feel bizarre. But that bizarreness is the feeling of the Kundalini being able to rise. That also is said to feel bizarre. We're looking for that sense of space where we're not looking for anything so we can really feel what's dormant in us rise up. To do that, whatever comes, embrace it. Whatever goes, wave it goodbye. And stay in that state of holding. The next thing has already arrived. Embrace that. Close the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Sliding the thumbs up to the space between the eyebrows. Every moment that you embrace, remember it is yourself that you're embracing. You embrace bigger. So everything dormant in you finds its way to the surface. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day, great rest of your weekend. If I don't see you, we should all see you tomorrow. But if I don't, have a good day.